Hello everyone. I am doing another ranking today and I am feeling like a fighter. I'm feeling like a fighter today. So I wanted to rank Christina Aguilera's debut album. I don't know if this is controversial, but this is my second favorite Christina album, and I love all of her albums to death. But I just love the 90s teen pop, like this whole era of music. And to me, this is the best example of that. I think this is just this whole era of cheesy teen pop done to perfection. So I am going to be ranking the songs from this album. This isn't from what I think is objectively the worst to objectively the best. These are my personal least favorites to favorites. So starting off at number 16, yes, 16. I'm doing all the deep cuts, y'all. Dreamy Eyes. Dreamy Eyes is like the deepest of deep cuts in Christina's whole catalog. I think that this was on a promotional CD for the album. I don't know. I saw it somewhere online one day and was absolutely shook that there was a Christina song that I didn't know. And I listened to it and I was like, I could have stayed not knowing it. Not to be shady, but I don't think Dreamy Eyes is all that great. To me, it sounds exactly like a Mariah Carey song, like an early Mariah Carey song. I'm talking like a Music Box or a debut album Mariah Carey song, which I love those albums as well. I just don't think it's as good as them, frankly. It's fine. I just think it's too cheesy, and I know I'm hypocritical for saying that because I love cheesy songs, but it's too much. There has to be the right delicate balance, and I think this one leans too heavily into just way too sweet saccharine, and I think that could work. Again, I totally think that could work, but it just doesn't for me in this one. I just think it's the fact that she's saying your dreamy eyes. That literally sounds like something a 13-year-old would write in their journals. So I don't know. Dreamy Eyes. I will say it sounds gorgeous. It really is a very pretty song. I just wish that the lyrics sounded as mature as the production does, if that makes any sense. Because I feel like it's a waste of very good music. Again, like I said, it sounds like early Mariah Carey, and I love me some early Mariah Carey, but this one I just think lyrically does not do it. So that is why it's last for me. I still recommend listening to it though, as weird as that sounds. I just think it's very cool that there's just this random Christina Aguilera song floating out there that probably not a lot of people have ever heard. So I recommend listening to it if you're a Christina Aguilera fan, but maybe it's a one and done. Anyways, number 15 is Too Beautiful for Words. I told you, we're going deep. We're going deep. This was a B-side to, I believe, What a Girl Wants. I don't know. One of the singles was a B-side for. And it's the exact same reasons as Dreamy Eyes being low. It's a little too cloying for me, I guess. I do like it. I mean, again, I love this teen pop, 90s, cheesy sounds. I am so all about that. And that's what Too Beautiful for Words is. I just think it's a little too slow. I don't love a really, really slow song unless it's expertly done. And I don't think Too Beautiful for Words really is. I think it's a little forgettable. It's not great. I mean, again, I would recommend listening to it if you never heard it, because again, it just seems to be this really obscure song. I don't know if it's on streaming, but you can find it on YouTube pretty easily. It's cute. I mean, if you like 90s throwback music, then yeah, totally, it's a good one to listen to, but I don't think it has a lot of staying power is my issue. Number 14 is We're a Miracle. We're a Miracle was a B-side for, I think, Genie. I think it was a B-side for Genie in a Bottle, and it was also included on the Pokemon soundtrack, for the movie, the early 2000s Pokemon. I never got into Pokemon. I don't play those games or ever really watch the show, so I don't know really that whole scene, but the first Pokemon soundtrack seems very lit. There's a song by Willa Ford on that when she was going under the name Manda, and I think it's her singing as Jigglypuff, which is kind of iconic. But anyways, We're a Miracle, again, it's just a little too slow. It's not really particularly memorable, and again, I'm not saying it's bad. I think it is a good song. It's a nice chill out song. That's what it gives me. I can put this on and just like relax to it. That's kind of the vibe that I get from it. It's just a nice, like, chill, kind of slow moment. Is it memorable? I don't think so. Like, I frequently forget that this one exists, and that's why it's ranked so low. I will say though, and you're gonna hear me say this about like a lot of the tracks on this album, this song gives me like holiday vibes. Like, it gives me Christmas time. Like, I feel like this one specifically like is a Christmas song. I don't know, maybe it's just because like miracle and like, I don't know, Jesus was a miracle, I guess. I don't know, it just gives me like Christmas holiday vibes, and I guess I kind of have a soft spot for that. Like I said, I don't dislike We're a Miracle at all. Like, I still do like it, but it is like lower because I don't think it really stacks up to the other songs, but it gives me holiday Christmassy vibes, and it's very cozy in that way. So I still like We're a Miracle. Maybe Christina can go play Pokemon on her Switch when she's done playing Mario Kart, that is. Number 13 is Don't Make Me Love You, another B-side. I am pretty sure this one was for Genie. I think it was. This one is probably my favorite of the B-sides just because it's like more fun. I think it's just more upbeat. It's got a little more pep in its step. It's just a really cute song. That's about all that I could say about it. It's cute, it's fun, and it's not slow like the other ones, which is why I like it better. So that's why I rank it above them. It is an adorable little 90s throwback kind of upbeat teen pop song. And if you love that, then you would absolutely love this song. Number 12 is Obvious. We're getting into the actual album now. Obvious, I think, is a gorgeous, gorgeous ballad. I think she just sounds absolutely amazing. And again, this one to me is a Mariah Carey song. Like, I literally think at one point this had to been a demo for Mariah because it really, really sounds early Mariah. Like I said, like definitely a Music Box or Emotions or Mariah Carey, her debut album. That is what this song gives me, and I absolutely eat that up. Like, I love the ballady, like syrupy, saccharine, like sweet era of Mariah's career, and I love how Christina's pretty much doing that in this song. She sounds absolutely amazing. She gives those really powerful vocals in the chorus. She just sounds great. Like, I would actually love to see her sing this because I think it is just a genuinely good song. I don't see this as like a generic, like whatever, like throwaway ballad. I think it's actually quite well written, and I love how she's just saying like, can you hear it in my voice? Like, isn't it obvious? I think that's just like a cute concept of her saying, hey, don't you see that I'm in love with you? Like, I thought that I was making it obvious. I think that's just a very like sweet and cute concept for a song, and I think she absolutely delivers in it. She sounds amazing, as she always does. I know that I say like I don't love ballads. I actually do when they're like really well done, and I think when it's perfectly in the middle of like, it's just corny enough and the melody is catchy enough, because I do think the song is catchy. Like, I'll get it in my head, and it's just cheesy enough. Like, once it hits the sweet spot, that's when I like it. It's just that a lot of ballads happen to not hit for me sometimes, and that's when we have a problem. This one I do not have a problem with. I love Obvious. Do I like it as much as the Blink-182 song Obvious? No, that's not even a comparison. But for what it is, I do really like this song. I think it's like a fall moment. This one I picture being like fall. I picture a video for this being like the video for Britney's From the Bottom of My Broken Heart. Like that, like Hallmark card look to it. That is what I picture for this one. I totally see a fall moment, orange, sweaters, pumpkins. Like, that is what I want to see from this song. I hope she performs this one day. I would actually really love to hear her sing this because I feel like she would totally body it now. So that is my number 12. Number 11 is Somebody's Somebody. This song is so cute. This song is literally just so adorable. I cannot get over it. I remember for some reason, I like avoided this song for a long time. I don't know why. Like, I listened to it and I just like kind of forgot about it for like years. And then I listened to it again and it was just like magical. I was like, oh my god, why did I avoid this song? It is so adorable. It's so just blissful. Like, that's the word I would give to it. It's like blissful and like joyous, and it just sounds like young love. Like, it just sounds like she wants this love. Like, she wants to be somebody's somebody. And again, I just think from a technical standpoint, like, it's produced very well. Like, I love the harmonies and the chorus or the vocal layering. I don't know what the like actual technical term is, but like her voice in the chorus, it just sounds really like pretty, and the song itself is very catchy, and like I said, just up-tempo, upbeat, happy, joyous. That is the kind of stuff that I love, and somebody is so that, like, it's so cheesy and corny, and but in a blissful way, like in a really joyous, like, she's young and just living her life, and she wants to be somebody's somebody. I just really love this song. Whenever I listen to it, I just like have to smile because it literally is just infectious. Like, I bet she doesn't like this song. That's the funny part. I bet she was singing this and she was like, what in the hell are these lyrics? But you know what? For me, it just works. The corniness just works for me. I will say what doesn't work for me is the outro. There is like kind of a, I wouldn't say like a long outro or anything, but there is like an extended part at the end. I do think it drags the song down. I don't need it. I don't think it really adds anything, and it pushes it over like 5 minutes, and I don't think the song needs to be longer than 4 minutes. I feel like even like 4.5 was like pushing it. So that's kind of why I rank it a little bit lower, just because I don't need the outro. Like, if there was an edited version without the outro, and it's not like the outro like destroys the song, like, I don't think it's like offensively bad. I just don't think it has to be here. Like, I don't think it serves a purpose, and that's why I rank it a little bit lower. But other than that, I love Somebody. I think this is just an absolutely adorable song. Number 10 is So Emotional. So Emotional was apparently supposed to be the second single after Genie, and you could tell because there was a video made for it. It's just her like singing in the recording studio, but I guess Christina wanted this to be a single, but her management didn't want it because it was too R&B, I guess. Again, this is a Mariah Carey song, and I guess like that sort of flavor of R&B was like slowly declining in popularity because of how big like the teen pop, like the Britneys and like the Jessicas were getting. So that's why they decided to go with the other singles for this album, and they sort of scrapped the plans for this one, I guess. So Emotional is a really good song. I feel like it is still classic Christina, even though it wasn't released as a single. Like, I think this is such a quintessential throwback like song. Like, I think this is so representative of this entire album, because this whole album like actually is a lot more R&B infused, and So Emotional is just a straight up R&B song. I think it's like very smooth and very catchy and just very cool and like laid back, and it's kind of one that you just like vibe to. Like, it's one where you put it on and you just like gently bop your head. Like, that's what it is. It's a gentle head bopper. Like, it's not a head banger, it's just a head bopper, but like gently, like you're just gently like moving your head along to it. I think it is just so, like I said, really catchy. Like, it has a great hook. I think it has just a very memorable chorus. Like, it's simple, but you won't forget it. You hear it once and you seriously won't forget it. And I love songs that are like this, where it's just basically about a toxic relationship, I guess. I don't know, that sounds like worse than I probably meant it to be. But like, you know, it's either black or white, we're making love or we're in a fight. Like, I just love like a simple concept like that. It's kind of like Hot and Colds by Katy Perry, you know, like the ups and downs of a relationship. And I think she does it very flawlessly. You could tell she enjoyed singing this one. I think that's another thing that really sets it over, because I feel like Christina fans know when she's singing a song and she's not like really feeling it, but she's still giving a good performance. She always does. I'm just saying, like, she's not singing it from her soul. I think that's why a lot of people don't like Lotus, because on that album she didn't totally sound into it on every single track, but she still gives a good performance. It's more just like, does she feel the lyrics? I think in this one she feels the lyrics, and you could tell like she is singing with her entire chest. Like, you make her feel so emotional. Like, she is absolutely emotional in this song, and I think she gives like a really great soulful performance. Like I said, especially in like the bridge, like rain is falling down on me, suddenly the sun comes out. Oh my god, the bridge is so good. She really is like belting it and she sounds gorgeous. And then it goes into the last chorus where it's like that, you make me feel so, I can't let go, I'm so. I love that part. I think it's so memorable and it just takes the song, it just elevates it. I also love I'm sinking fast into an ocean full of you. Like that's just a really like good line. That's one of those lines that sounds like fake deep, where it's like it sounds deep, but when you think about it, it's like, what does that mean? But who cares? It sounds good. I really love that. So emotional is awesome. It's, to me, it's classic Christina. I feel like this is so quintessential early Christina and definitely a classic in my mind. I feel like it was a single, even though it wasn't. Like, you know what, Christina wanted it to be a single, so in my mind it was. Like, I am just gonna pretend that it was. Next up is Blessed. Blessed is my Thanksgiving song. I listen to this every Thanksgiving because it's so, I mean, it's blessed. I mean, on Thanksgiving, you count your blessings. So obviously, have to listen to Blessed. Blessed is so cheesy and corny, and I love literally every single minute of it. I cannot explain to you, like, how joyous I feel when I listen to the song. Like, it fills my chest with happiness. I literally think Blessed is just so adorable. And it's so cheesy in the best way. Like, blessed for everything you've given me, blessed for all the tenderness you show. Like, this is one that totally would not hold up nowadays. I feel like, do teen pop acts now make songs that are this cheesy? I feel like they don't. I feel like teenagers nowadays don't listen to songs like this, which is kind of funny to think about. I wasn't a teenager when this album came out. I was literally a baby, but so it's not like I like grew up with it or anything. I just think it's like funny to think how this was what was marketed towards teens when it's so corny. And I feel like nowadays no one would like this. I feel like everyone would make fun of this. Aside from me, I would be standing up for it. Blessed is a total fall vibe for me. Like I said, it is a Thanksgiving song, but I think just the way it sounds also, like sonically, it is totally just a comforting, cozy kind of vibe. And I don't think it's her best performance on the album. I will say, I feel like this is one of those that she like saw and was like, oh god, what am I singing right now? Or maybe not, I don't know like the story of like every single track or if she liked them or not. All I'm saying is I cannot hear her singing this song nowadays, but I think for all the reasons that she probably wouldn't like it is for the reasons that I like it, because it's so corny and it's so cheesy, and I feel blessed by it. Like, what can I say? I feel blessed, as she says it in the song. So that is why I love Blessed. Number 8 is When You Put Your Hands on Me. We are getting scandalous. This is a scandalous song for this little teeny bopper album. I love When You Put Your Hands on Me. I think it sounds like so seductive, I guess. I just know when you put your hands on me, I feel sexy and my body turns to gold. Like, I love that. I think she was having fun with this one because she was allowed to be a little bit more provocative and like scandalous with the lyrics, a little more dirty, if you will. I think When You Put Your Hands on Me is a super fun song. It's really catchy. I think the chorus is so catchy, it will stay in your head for days. It's just a very sticky hook, and I love the drama of this song. Like, she really sells it. I mean, when you put your hands on her, she turns to gold. She loses her self-control. I love that. And I also think, like, the verses are very well written. Like, I love, like, see, I haven't danced to a musical tune. I haven't noticed the flowers in bloom. I haven't smiled when alone in my room very much. Then we touched. I think that's just a very, like, pretty sounding verse. And, like, the whole song, like, that was just one of them. But I think the whole song has like a very poetic quality to it. I think it's very well written, and it elevates it to being above like just a song about sex. Like, I think it's a lot more. Like, there's a deeper meaning. Like, she is going on an emotional journey. She is on a roller coaster with this man. So that is why I love When You Put Your Hands on Me. It is a totally fun song. Next up is Reflection, the iconic Mulan soundtrack song. Reflection is just so beautiful. I love this song so much, and it's one that I totally relate to. I think the lyrics are just very, like, relatable to a lot of people. Who hasn't felt like you look in the mirror and you have that moment of like, who am I? Like, when will my reflection show who I am inside? And no one better sells that than Christina. Like, I think there's a very strange meta-ness to this song because when you think about it, early in her career, she was singing songs that she didn't necessarily want to be singing. Like, these weren't really the types of songs that she wanted to have or to be known for. And here she was, her debut single. This one did come out before Genie, I'm pretty sure. So, like, this technically was her debut. But, she was singing this song about when will my reflection show who I am inside. And it's just kind of weird to think about. Like, it's almost like a commentary on how she was a little bit more unhappy not having the control that she wanted. So I think having that element to the song really, like, brings it like to a whole new plane for me, because not only can you relate to it, but obviously Christina could too, and she absolutely sells it, and she gives an amazing performance. That final chorus, her vocals bring me to heaven. Like, I really do ascend when I hear that final chorus, and it is just so beautiful. She just sounds amazing on this song. I do like this version of the song better than the one that was in the movie. I am so sorry to whoever's saying that version. No disrespect, but come on, it's Christina. Like, she just gives it her all, and it is just absolutely stunning. She did re-record this for the 2020 version of Mulan. I never watched the live action Disney ones, so like I don't care. But she did re-record it, and she sounded amazing on that one as well. But I think I'll always kind of prefer this one just because I've known it for longer. So that is number 7. Number 6 is I Turn to You. Weirdly enough, this was another one that I always kind of ignored. I don't know why, but I rediscovered it when I was a junior in high school, and when I tell you, I literally played this song out. I listened to it every single day on the bus, and I blasted it. Like, the reason that I don't have hearing now is because, like, partly because of this song. I mean, I don't want to say it was just this one, but it played a major role. I Turn to You is literally, like, my quintessential, like, ballad song. Like, to me, this is what I say when I say I love a well-done, cheesy ballad, because it is extremely corny, it is extremely saccharine, and I love every single minute of it. I think it is just an absolutely gorgeous song. I also love how it builds and builds. Like, it starts off like slow, and then like gradually as the song goes along, like you get to the first chorus and you know there's not like much instrumentation happening, but then you get to the second verse and like suddenly like more elements start to kick in, and it just keeps building and building, and then you get to that final chorus, and when her vocals are just soaring at the end and there's just this beautiful like crescendo, it is just so good. Like, the way that it just keeps building, I think makes it such a satisfying song to listen to. That's why I listen to it so much. I just think songs that take you like on a journey like this one does, I just tend to love, because I love songs that just have elements that keep building upon each other, and that is the brilliance of I Turn to You. And I also love the lyrics. I think that, again, it's just a very sweet, emotional love song. I especially love the line, "When I lose the will to win, I just reach for you and I could see the sky again," or "I can reach the sky again." I love that. I think it's just so, again, very sweet, and it just brings a tear to my eye. I have to say, it just makes my eyes well up a little bit. And same goes for the chorus. And I just think the song is like a very Christmas sounding song. Like I've said it a million times, but I really do consider this album to be like a fall Christmas time album, because it's cozy. It's just a very cozy album. And I Turn to You is a very cozy song. Like, I turn to this song whenever I feel like I just need a nice cozy moment. It just sounds gorgeous. She sounds gorgeous. I love the bridge, especially the bridge. Oh my god. It's probably it's one of the best bridges on the albums. I don't want to make any bold statements right now. Like, I don't want to say it's the best bridge, but it is definitely like one of the best ones. She just like takes you there. Again, just the vocals are so impressive on this album. She was what, 18 when this album came out, or 19? I forget, but to hear like the pipes that she had, I mean, she still has them. I'm just saying, like, it's just so impressive coming from such a young person. Like, literally, she sounds so angelic and powerful. Like, there is so much power in her voice, and I just think on this song, like, it's really such a good showcase for it. And again, I think that this song is like totally another Mariah Carey song. I know it was a cover of what was it, All for One or whatever, like another band sang the song originally. It was for the Space Jam soundtrack, of all things. I can't imagine the song in Space Jam. I never saw that movie, but I just can't imagine it fitting in with that. But I think that Christina owns it. Like, I just consider this to be her song. I don't even consider it to be a cover. I'm sorry. So that is why I love I Turn to You so much. Like I said, I turn to this song very frequently. And the video she is so gorgeous in. I think she's wearing blue contacts and her eyes are not naturally that blue. That was crazy. She literally looks so blue in that video. But anyways, number 5 is What a Girl Wants. I love this song so much. It is so classic 90s. Like, this is just such a quintessential throwback. I feel like if you make a throwback playlist, this has to be on there because it is literally just like the sound of that era. And what I love so much about this one particularly is I feel like she sort of incorporated, again, more R&B into this one, and you can hear a little bit more of a personal touch, just like sound-wise, I feel, because I don't think lyrically this is totally a song that Christina would be singing. Maybe, I don't know. Like, I remember I saw her on tour in 2018. Ironically, I'm wearing the shirt that I got from that tour right now, and I didn't even mean to do that. Like, that was totally by accident. But I saw her on tour in 2018, and she went through like her eras, and obviously she started with this one, and I remember she just went like, so do you guys remember this one? And then she went like, what a girl wants, and then just like kind of glossed over it. Like, she literally sang the chorus, not even the full chorus, like half of it, and then she was like, yeah, anyways, we didn't have much control during that time. And she was just like, okay, moving on. It was so funny to me because like she was like not having it. She was like, I don't feel like doing this. And I mean, I guess I can't blame her if she doesn't like it, but I don't know. I guess I always was under the impression that maybe she likes this one a little bit more because it is more of a pop R&B crossover moment. And I think it's just flawlessly done. I just think that this is a great, like, timeless classic sounding song. And I mean, okay, maybe not timeless. It is totally like a 90s song, and like you could tell, but I don't think that that's a bad thing. I love when a song sounds of its era, because even though it's dated, like, there is just like a comfort to listening to something from like a long time ago and just like having this like nostalgia for it. Not that I was like aware of the song's existence when I was like 1 year old when this album came out, but I do remember like hearing the song like on the radio still, like when I was growing up, so it is like a little bit nostalgic for me in that way. So that is why I rank it high, because I do just have like more of a personal attachment to this one. I think it is also just a brilliant hook. Like, this is such a good pop hook. I mean, it is so brilliant. What a girl wants, what a girl needs, whatever makes me happy sets you free. Like, that's just one where you get it in your head, you hear it once, and you're good. Like, you will always remember it. I think it is just absolutely a genius pop song. And like I said, so essential to this era. When I think of this era of music, like, this is one of the very first songs that I think of, because it's just so emblematic of its time. And speaking of emblematic of its time, number 4 is Genie in the Bottle, her debut single. I mean, I count Reflection as her debut single, but whatever. Her, like, not Disney debut single, Genie in the Bottle. This is just, speaking of brilliant songs, I mean, come on. This is a genius, pun intended, pop song. It's what a perfect pop song should be, because it's kind of stupid. Like, you gotta rub me the right way, like I'm a genie in a bottle. Like, that metaphor never made sense to me. Like, you're not rubbing the genie, you're rubbing the bottle. Like, to get the genie out the bottle, you rub the bottle, you're not rubbing the genie. So that never made sense to me, but it doesn't have to make sense. Like, when you hear it and when you sing it, like, it all just clicks. And that is why I love pop music so much, because it doesn't need to make sense. And my favorite song of all time is Break Free. That song makes no goddamn sense whatsoever lyrically, but I love it because when I'm singing along to it, it just clicks. And Genie in a Bottle is just one of those where it just all comes together perfectly. And I also love the production. It is a very, like, kind of different sounding song. Like, it's a little bit, I don't know, Middle Eastern influence, and there's just like very interesting instrumentation. Like, I think it actually is a very different sounding song from all the other songs, even on this album. Like, I think it is kind of an outlier, and I think that it was such a brilliant choice for her debut because it totally doesn't sound like what the other girlies were doing at the time. And the fact that it had this kind of edge to it where it was being a little bit more provocative, it totally set Christina apart from everyone else. And I think that's why she became like such a huge enduring figure, because from the very beginning, like, she let you know she was here and she could push the envelope a little bit. And then Stripped came along and she totally pushed that envelope. I mean, she pushed that envelope off the damn table. So this was definitely a sneak preview of that. So Genie in the Bottle is literally one of the most iconic debut singles of all time. I try to not use the word iconic that much, but I say it with my full chest. Like, this song is iconic. Next up is Come On Over. This has always been my favorite single from this album, and one of my favorite Christina songs in general. I think this song is just so bubbly and so upbeat and so peppy, and it is just the perfect bubblegum pop song. I think it is so insanely fun. It's so infectious. I just think when you listen to it, you have to smile. Like, if you're not smiling when you're listening to it, what is the matter with you? Like, you're wrong. Like, you don't have a soul. Like, how can you listen to Come On Over and just not be, like, entranced? I mean, it is just so happy. And I think it's also the catchiest melody in the whole album. I really do think this has the best, stickiest hook of not just this album, like, possibly of all of Christina's songs. I think it is just literally one of those earworms that you will never get out. Like, come on over, baby. It is just so catchy. I love that little refrain after the chorus. And even the verses are also catchy as hell. Like, there's an energy to them. There is a groove to them. It is just absolutely, like I said, classic. This is another one that if it's not on your throwback playlist, you are wrong. You are just simply wrong if you do not have this on the throwback playlist. Also, the video for this is my favorite video from this era. The colors, the aesthetic, just everything about it just screams like Y2K, like late 90s. It just literally is so much fun. I always wanted to wear the green outfit that she had in this video and the blue outfit, like the checker pattern or whatever, the flannel like pants that she had on. I always wanted to wear those two outfits specifically. I just think they are such a serve and they low-key kind of looked comfortable. So I always wanted to dress as that for like Halloween or something. Everyone else is going as like Stripped or whatever, and I would be the one person to go as Come On Over, baby. So that is my number 3. What could top all of the singles? I am pretty sure no one else's top 2 in the world is this, but number 2 is Love for All Seasons. This is a deep cut that I'm pretty sure no one remembers. Maybe they do, I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't see any love for All Seasons anymore, and I need to correct this. Love for All Seasons just is like synthetic Hallmark. It's like if you took a Hallmark movie, specifically like a fall, like Christmassy one, and just like boiled it down to its essence and then made like a synthetic, like essential oil out of it. That is what this song is. this is the coziest song I've ever heard in my life. Like, when I say comfort place, this is the comfort place song for me. Literally, it is just so, because I love, like, I am so, like, the seasonal person. Like, I love seasonal decorations. I love going to stores and just walking around and, like, not even buying anything, just, like, looking at, like, all the seasonal, like, stuff, especially during, like, Halloween and, like, Christmas, like, all of those times. And to me, that's what this song makes me feel. It makes me feel like I'm in a Target and it's, like, fall time and I'm seeing, like, all the decorations coming out. It gives me that same feeling, but in a song, because she literally is taking you through the seasons. Like, I'll be the rain in your summer, the chill in your fall. I'll be what you want, anything at all. Like, I love that. The sun in your spring. The fire in your winter. Like, I just love the concept so much. I love anything that is about the seasons and, like, taking you through them. And to me, like, I get the most fall vibes from this song, even though it's about, like, every season. It just sounds like a fall song. Like, if you listen to it, like, you kind of get it. Like, I can't really explain it. It just sounds like a very cozy, nostalgic sounding song. Like, it's weird because it's not like I grew up in the 90s. Like I said, like, I was a baby when this album came out, but, like, for some reason, I still feel like this weird nostalgia for it. Maybe it's because, like, my sister loved it and, like, she's older, so, like, I just kind of felt that sort of, like, presence with it where it was always around. But I still feel like this weird nostalgia for, like, a time that I didn't even live in, which is kind of strange. But I think Love for All Seasons is, like, the best example of that, because it just makes me feel like a child again. Like, it brings me back to, like, a time. And if you listen to it, I feel like you would get it, because, like, I can't explain a feeling like that. It just needs to be, like, felt. So yeah, listen to Love for All Seasons. You'll understand what I'm saying. It's my second favorite song on this album. It's in my top 5 Christina songs ever. I don't think anyone else's top 5 Christina has Love for All Seasons. I don't think Christina's top 50 Christina songs has Love for All Seasons in it. But what can I say? I am a sucker for the cheese, and I am a sucker for a good seasonal moment. So what can top Love for All Seasons? It is the other song that has love in the title. It is Love Will Find a Way. No one else's list has Love Will Find a Way at number 1. No one's. I am the one person, like, I almost guarantee I am the only person on this planet who likes this song this much. But let me just plead my case for a minute. This is personal favorites. I don't think this is the best song on the album. I'm saying, personally, this is my favorite. When I say I love 90s teen pop, early 2000s teen pop, cheesy songs, this is the best example of that. This is the most well done, perfect, flawless example of that. Love Will Find a Way is literally just concentrated joy in the song. It's so, like, effervescent. Like, I literally feel this song coursing through my veins when I listen to it. There's just this contagious energy in this song that makes it so lively. Like, it's just a very lively song, I feel. And there's just such a nice, like, kineticness, I feel. Like, the flow of the song is just so good. Like, from when it first begins, and just, like, that little, like, synth instrument or whatever, and, like, the little hand claps in the background, and the little shooby-doos that she's doing, and that little "you better stop, don't you let them turn you around, you better stop, hang on to this love that we found." That pre-chorus is just so, like, fun to sing along with. And then the chorus, like, I just cannot get enough of it. It's crack. This chorus is crack. It literally, like, sends me to, like, a different realm. Like, I get high off of this chorus. If you listen to it, you will never ever get it out of your head, I promise you. And that is why I say this is the serotonin booster of Christina Aguilera. This is the serotonin booster. I listen to it when I want to get in a better mood, or if I'm already in a good mood and I just want to, like, dance along to something. Like, Love Will Find a Way is just one of those, like, simple pleasures of life. Like, this is like a vanilla scented candle to me. Like, this is like a cozy blanket. That is what Love Will Find a Way is to me. It just makes me feel happy. I remember, like I had heard it, like, growing up a little bit, because, like I said, like, we had the CD in our house, and so, like, I heard it, but, like, I was a child, I didn't really, like, pay that much attention. But then I remember when I, like, rediscovered this album in, like, high school, when I first heard the song, I could not stop listening to it. I literally, I'm not kidding, I put the song on repeat, like, 50 times within one day, and I remember I took, like, a picture of, like, how many times I played it in one day, because I was like, what the hell? Like, even I, like, shocked myself, but I, seriously, I could not get enough of it. Like, I had to keep listening because it just was, like, delivering me joy. Like, it literally just gave me so much dopamine. I could not stop listening to it. And, like, to this day, it's still one of my most played Christina Aguilera songs. It's one of my most played songs, like, in general. Like, that is how much I love this song. I just simply cannot get enough of it. So that is why it's my number one. Like I said, I don't think it's, like, the best song on the album, but I think it's underrated. Like, I totally do think it deserves more. I think it could have smashed as a single, but, you know, we'll never know. I don't think Christina likes this song. She probably doesn't. Like, she is definitely not into this one, but I wish that she was, because I would love to hear it live, but oh well. That is my ranking of Christina Aguilera. No one else's ranking is like this. This list is whack. This list is whack. No one's list is this. I feel like, for the most part, maybe some people would, like, agree, but then you get to, like, the choices where it's like, what the hell? Like, that is usually how my rankings go. I feel like 90% of the time I, like, align with what most people think, but then, like, that 10% is, like, so not what most people think. So yeah, I mean, whose top two is this top two? I would love to see it. I really, really would love to see it. But that is my ranking. Thank you so much for listening to me. I will see you next time, hopefully a lot less unhinged.